getting Chris in there. He talked about kind of getting reacclimated, and obviously that's been an ongoing issue the last couple weeks with the snaps.
Yeah, and so I think we're okay. I think Coach Frost is always kind of shuffling those guys around. This isn't like a new thing at all. So I think a lot of those guys are interchangeable, can play multiple positions.
You like what you've seen out of Chris? He didn't play a whole lot the first half of the season.
Yeah, he has. And he's played a lot of football in the past, and he's a guy that can play center and guard and all those type of things. And he's taken a lot of practice reps at both positions, and he's gotten some good game time as well.
You feel like the fumbles in general? Do you have to make that more of an emphasis in a week like this? Or
we emphasize turnovers, offense, defense as much as you can. I think you talk to any coach, and even on the defensive side, we've gotten some turnovers, and there's times that we emphasize the heck out of it, and we haven't gotten what we've liked. I think everybody's trying to crack that code the best you can. We spend a lot of time on it on all sides of the ball. So, but no question, when you're playing tight, even teams, that turnover battle shows up big.
Did Timu make it through the week okay?
Timu was good. Yeah, he even was out there on Monday. He's been out there the whole week. So we feel good about that.
Coach, Oregon State's offense a little different than last week, but it's all start with Mannion, I guess. He's the trigger guy. He's the guy that gets it done.
Yeah, lot of yards he's thrown for. A lot of yards. And, they've run that offense for a long time. They know it inside and out. And so I think that's one of the things that's really interesting about the league that we play in. Everybody's spread. But even the spread is different. And then you play a team like Stanford and Oregon State, here comes another curveball nowadays where 4 or 5 see differently each week. And, makes it hard on the defenses.
Is it a key to get him off his spot? You got to...
I think
he's not a scrambler anymore.
Yeah. I think anytime somebody... they have a nice combination, power run game and then play action off it. And you got to be able to get to the passer. If a team throws the ball and you can't get to them, problems for everybody.
You lean on some of your coaches who are still at Boise when they prepared for their bowl game last year for what they did then, or?
Well, most of those guys are over here with us, and so we've had a pretty long history with Oregon State, in the past. And but everybody's got their wrinkles. It's not the same thing every year. Even when you play them back to back, it's always enough wrinkles to keep you off balance, and it comes down to playing fundamental football and being able to stop the run and slow the pass down and those type of things.
How much more confidence do you have in your secondary now than what you had in September to kind of stop passing attack like that?
I think we're making progress. I think we took a step forward last week. We got to make sure that we just don't give up anything easy. They'll get plays. They're too good not to. They throw the ball too often for, Mannion's been in there forever. But we got to be able to kind of make them earn things and hopefully contain some explosives if we can.
How have the seniors handled the week, Pete?
I think pretty well. It hasn't really felt much different to me. I think our coaching staff. They'll probably be a little bit emotional running out in the stadium for the last time. And hopefully they can refocus and play their best football of their career. That's what I really hope, is that they can, last time in this stadium, that they have no regrets, that they play as hard as they possibly can, and we feel good about it.
Are there any senior traditions or anything that you like to do over at Boise that you maybe like to see carried over here at all?
Well, I think everybody's kind of the same in terms of just the family out there and acknowledge those guys for all their hard work and their efforts and all those type of things. It's always emotional for the coaches too. Even the short time that we've been here with these guys, how hard they've worked. Every day, we're with those guys and the bonds that you form even in a short period of time.
I think Coach Strasser was talking about how it's kind of sad for him because he's just starting to feel like he's getting to know these guys a little bit, and he's got a lot of seniors on that offensive line. But in general, how have you kind of approached that?
It's the same way. It's amazing. When you're in the trenches day in and day out, how much you're sweating with these guys and how hard you work and how emotional things are, the bonds that you form. Those kids, you really care for them, and it's amazing how tight you can get in a short period of time.
With Dwayne Washington, was that the kind of performance you've been sort of waiting for a while now?
Well, and so even when we had him in before, it's been kind of a while, but he has that explosiveness in him, and I think that the more that we can leave him in there, if he can stay healthy, he's going to create explosives. And so that stuff doesn't surprise me. I think the trick is to be able to leave him in there. And I say it every week, it's my hat's off to running backs, to running backs in general. And it's just such a pounding. And you got to have a little bit of luck to keep your fingers crossed, and then you got to have a lot of toughness to go with it.
You've been going with the committee most of the season when Jack hasn't been in there at least.
Yeah.
But I mean, what do you like about that versus maybe getting a guy like Dwayne? Getting him rolling, getting those 20 carry type games.
We go as much as we can, and when the guys need out and need a break, there's some certain specialty plays that we'll always have certain guys in, but it just has to be by committee, and it's not even really our choice by committee. It's just the nature of that position, I think.
And is it Dwayne really just his explosiveness, kind of the one thing that separates him from maybe those other guys, or just in general?
Yeah, I think so. He's got very good speed once you get out, if we can get him. And, you got to practice, and the game plan is so uniquely different each week that you can't say, I just want to get to Saturday. You have to really invest, or it's not going to happen. And so when you get through the whole week, I think you're excited to get back out there and go play.
You noted Monday how many designed runs there were for Seiler, just kind of how well he did with that. Do you find in general he's maybe a little bit more engaged or gets in more of a rhythm, maybe when he gets his number called that way?
Yeah, and Seiler likes to run. Whether it's a pass or it's a run, he does like to run. And I think, we get some space for him. He can create some things as well. Fine line for the quarterback, because there's certain times we want him to hang in there and throw the ball. But I think we're making progress there. And, same thing like a running back. You got to be careful with your quarterback running too much. And, that's a